Hola Seekers, this is Kim and bienvenidos to a timeless reading where we are going to find out what is it that is coming into completion, what is ending, and thus what is beginning for you guys. Because you know, with every ending there comes a beginning. And we're not only going to find out what it is that is coming into completion and what is beginning for you guys, but we are also going to see what is one main and significant change that will be occurring with this completion, as well as going a little bit more in depth in regards to your energy and seeing what is the energy you have been embodying thus far that you are going to release and let go of through this completion or with this completion, and what is the energy you will be embodying once you enter into this new beginning. And at the end of the reading, we are simply going to get any last messages, advice, or guidance Spirit has for you at this moment. So do remember that this is a timeless reading, meaning that there is no specific date or timestamp to these messages. So at whatever moment you decide to watch this video, the messages can still apply to you. Okay, so we have 3 groups to choose from. And seeing that we are speaking about completions and endings, I decided to draw 3 different interpretations of the number 10, since the number 10 for me denotes an ending of a cycle. It denotes endings and completions. So starting off for group 1, we have the word 10. For group 2, we have this doodle of the number 10 with flowers and vines growing out of it. And then for group 3, we have the Roman numeral 10. So as always, take as much time as necessary to choose your group. Pause the video if you need to, and whatever doodle here calls out to you, then that will be your group. And the timestamps for each group is provided in the comment section down below. Okay, so now that you have chosen, let's skip on over to your reading. Let's go! Hola Seekers who chose this 10 over here, welcome to your reading where we are going to find out what is coming into completion, what is ending, and thus what is beginning for you guys. And I am going to divide this reading into different segments, since we are going to first start off looking into what is one main change that will be occurring from this completion. And then we're going to look into some oracle cards and tap more into your energy and see what energy that you have been embodying thus far are you leaving behind with this completion, and what new energy are you entering into. And then we're going to get right into it and see what is coming into completion for you guys, what is ending. And once we have done that, we will take a look into what new beginnings are arriving for you. Okay, but now let's get into your reading. So as I connected with the energy of this group, the message that came to mind was fly, stretch your wings and fly. And the other message that came through was raise the flag. Now, I'm interpreting this message in several different ways. One can be raise the flag as in call in your victory, meaning success, meaning triumph. And the other message I'm getting with raise the flag is surrendering, or knowing when to fight certain battles and when to pull back. And actually, the last message I received after raise the flag was raise the blinds. And I felt as if something was lifted and things became much brighter. So I do feel that after this completion, most of you are going to feel much lighter, are going to have a greater sense of clarity, or you're going to have clarity on a specific situation or something that you have felt like you were in the dark about, or like you didn't have much information in regards to it. It's very much this vibe of truths will be revealed. So with all of these messages combined, there is this overall energy of liberation, of freedom, of victory, and of clarity. Okay, but now we are going to move right into the first card, which is actually an oracle card from a deck that was gifted to me by the lovely Kino from the channel Kino Tarot. And this card over here will let us know about what main or major change will be occurring from this completion or ending. And we have number 26, empowerment. The frequency of empowerment supports our ability to show up fully and completely, uniting us with others in the deep trust that we are all connected through the same source. Okay, so I feel like this one is pretty straightforward. What will be drastically changing for you guys is how empowered you will be feeling. You will be feeling a lot more empowered after this completion. If you have been dealing with low self-confidence, that is changing for you guys. You are going to start feeling more confident about yourself. And this goes through all aspects. So confident about your appearance, your skills, your talents, your abilities, confident about what you do. And with all this blue here, it might even be in regards to your communication. Confident about your voice, confident about your self-expression. And this confidence is really going to have you feeling quite empowered, where you're going to feel like you can do anything you set your mind to, because I am getting this energy of courage. That which you have been holding yourself back from trying, from going for it because of a lack of self-confidence, because of insecurity, after this completion or through this completion, you are totally abandoning that insecurity, that doubt, and you are now having the courage to pursue that which you only ever once dreamed about pursuing. With the number 26 here, the number 26 might be significant for some of you. Maybe this is a birthday or birth date. But what I'm seeing is the number 2 denotes partnerships. It denotes balance. The number 6 is all about reciprocity. So I feel like one of the other things that will be changing for you guys is how you feel in terms to your relationships. Especially for those of you who tend to compare yourself to other people or tend to feel like you're not worthy of the relationships you do have, or you're not worthy of love or of the affection that you do receive from those you are in a relationship with. There might even be this mentality that you're not worthy of a relationship, of a stable, committed, peaceful, harmonious, and loving relationship. If that's the case, this is changing. This is shifting for you guys, where you are now seeking relationships that are balanced, that are reciprocal, that are mutual, that are fair. Because now your sense of self-worth is shifting, where you are seeing yourself as worthy, where you are seeing yourself as lovable and as loving and deserving of all the love. And that might sound a little crazy for some of you, and for others of you, you might already be in this mentality. And if so, all power to you, because I do feel like the journey to getting to here, to having this type of mentality, has been a difficult one. But you're here now, and it's time for you to embrace this powerful energy, because this is all about seeing how amazing you are. This is about reclaiming your power and using that power to, I don't know why I was about to say the word explode, but to shine your light, to open up and to show the world how amazing you are, and not downplay yourself anymore, because now you realize how talented you are, how creative you are, how intelligent you are, and it's time to share those abilities with the world by simply allowing yourself to be you to all of your capacity. So yes, I definitely see you guys feeling more empowered through this completion. And I feel like your relationships themselves will be transforming and changing, where you will feel empowered by the relationships that you do have. They are going to be supportive relationships. They are going to be relationships that allow you to shine, or rather remind you of how amazing you are. They support your confidence. And every time you start doubting yourself, these relationships come through to reflect to you your amazingness. So I do feel like the people that you will be in a relationship with are people that inspire you, that are empowered themselves, who are quite confident. And even if they're not, you see how amazing they are and you admire them, and seeing them inspires you to be the best version of yourself. And because we do have the number 6, that reciprocal energy, you also inspire the people you are in a relationship with. So this is very mutual. And so whenever one is feeling down, the other one is there to help them get back up, and vice versa, which is such a beautiful energy. And I do get this vibe of camaraderie, of mutual support, and of reciprocal love. I'm noticing the red here and the orange. That's reminding me of the root and sacral chakra. Some of you might be activating your root or sacral chakra through this completion, or might have already activated these chakras, and that's why you're feeling quite grounded. That's why you are feeling quite confident, quite secure about yourself, and quite stable in your life. Yeah, and this blue here is giving me just a very peaceful energy. So there is this deep sense of feeling safe and secure, and this brings about a sense of inner peace and tranquility. Okay, but now we are going to move into the other cards. Where do I put this card? And these cards will let us know more about you and how you will be feeling. So what is the energy that you have been embodying thus far that you are going to leave behind with this completion? And we have Swan Love, as well as Earth Mother in reverse. And these cards over here will let us know more about energy you will be embodying through this new beginning that you are about to enter into. So we have Turtle Duality, as well as Fire. Okay, so the love this swan speaks about is in regards to self-love. And having Earth Mother here, this energy reminds me a lot of feminine energy. And remember, we all hold both feminine and masculine energies within us. These are the two energies that help bring a balance and harmony. Now, feminine energy deals with vulnerability, with the energy of reciprocity. It is very much like the mother energy, a nurturing energy. It connects with our feelings and with our emotions. Thus, having the Earth Mother in reverse with this card of self-love, I feel like there has been difficulties in feeling love for the self, with connecting with that feminine energy. And I am noticing a lot of pink here, and the pink color reminds me of unconditional love. It's sweetness, it's kindness, it's also compassion and nurture. So I do feel like possibly there has been difficulty in knowing how to nurture the self and knowing how to be compassionate and caring with the self. And it goes very much hand in hand with this empowerment energy, because I do feel like what you guys are leaving behind is pretty much the inability to self-love. Because the energy I see you guys entering into is one where you feel safe within yourself, one where you feel protected by self, and where you trust yourself to keep yourself safe, where you feel at home in your own very being and in your own body. Now, feminine energy, most specifically this Earth Mother card, is reminding me a lot of the connection with our physical vessel, with our physical body, because Earth Mother is about this 3D, the physical world. And we do have this energy in reverse. And so I do also feel like for some of you, there has even been struggle in having a harmonious relationship with your own physical body. Maybe there has been, like we mentioned before, a lack of confidence in your physical appearance, or there has been this disconnection with your physical vessel where you do not feel good within your own skin, where you don't feel like you belong in your own physical vessel. But like I said, this energy is changing, because look what we have here. We have the turtle, and we know that the turtle carries their home with them, right? So I do see the connection with your physical vessel improving. That's what I see you entering into. And I see you feeling confident about your physical vessel, because we do have the fire here, and the fire reminds me about the sacral chakra. And actually, the sacral chakra is the energy center that is known to connect with feminine energy. The sacral chakra is also known as the womb chakra. It's the center of creation. It's the energy center that helps give birth to new energy. And so seeing all this feminine energy here, I see where there possibly was maybe even a blockage in the sacral chakra where you lacked motivation. Maybe it was the case that you did feel very creative. You were creating, but you weren't very confident in your creations. Now, when I say creativity, I'm not just talking about the practical arts. Creativity means your ability to think outside of the box, to be imaginative and ingenuitive in whatever it is that you're doing, to create something new. So it might be the case that whatever you were bringing into this world, you weren't confident about it, and possibly it was the case where instead of expressing it, instead of sharing it, you hid it. That's what I'm getting with this Earth Mother in reverse. So the Earth Mother energy is not only about creating, but it's also about nurturing what has been created. And so for some of you, there might have been this situation where you created, where you thought of ideas, but then you didn't really invest in them, where you probably abandoned some of the ideas. Maybe you started on a project, but you really didn't finish it because halfway, midway, you started losing faith in what you were creating. Maybe you, like we said, lacked the confidence, or you started doubting yourself. And so you never really finished your creations. You never really kept nurturing them. But look, we do have the fire here. And when I look at the fire, that reminds me of something that you nurture. You have to tend to the fire to keep it lit. And so this energy, the Earth Mother, was in reverse, but now we have the fire and it is upright. And we see that the fire is blazing. It's bright. So now I see you tending to your passions, believing in what it is that you create and tending to it so that it could keep living and growing. The other thing I want to note here is how we have flowers blooming from the neck of this feminine energy here. This is reminding me of ideas, creative ideas. So as I already mentioned, I do feel like the spark of your creativity is going to be ignited. That's the energy you are going to be entering into, where you are going to feel more creative. So we are coming out of this energy where we were inhibiting ourselves, where we were limiting ourselves, where we were doubting ourselves. And now we're entering into this energy where we start believing more in ourselves and our own ability to give birth to our ideas and to keep them alive is what I'm getting. And the swans always remind me of, soulmates, looking for, your so-called other half, quote unquote other half, and feeling like you're incomplete if you don't have something that is external from you. And this mentality of searching for your other half might often make you feel like you're incomplete, like you're not whole within yourself. And that brings about a sense of loneliness. It can really take power away from one. But look, we then have the turtle here, who, like we mentioned before, is a being that carries their home with them. So the turtle is not looking for something external from them that feels like home to them. They have already found their home and they carry it wherever they go, meaning that where before you possibly felt incomplete. And it might not be because you were searching for the one. It might be because maybe you were searching for something external from you, something that you felt you needed in order to be complete. This could be a passion. This could be a career. This can be maybe a concept, like thinking that you need to be beautiful in order to be whole and complete and worthy. Now you're entering more into this energy where you realize, hey, I am already whole. I am already complete. All I need is here with me right now. There is nothing external from me that can truly make me happy. So I do see you embodying this energy of self-love, feeling safe within yourself, feeling confident, and also embodying more your feminine energy, feeling empowered by your feminine energy. And I'm noticing this transition from pink to green. They're both colors that remind me a lot of the heart chakra, but the heart chakra is associated usually with the color green. So I do see a heart chakra activation. I feel like in this energy, we were working through unblocking the heart chakra, like clearing out whatever was blocking the heart space, whatever was blocking this unconditional love and this self-love. And once we have worked through this, now you are able to fully activate the heart chakra, and that allows you to feel this love not only for self, but this unconditional love for others, for the world, for whatever it is that you do or you want to do. Because now with your heart chakra being activated, you are able to connect with your soul and able to communicate with your soul and know exactly what drives your soul, what you are truly passionate about. And the other message I'm getting here is you are no longer being harsh on yourself in regards to your pace, in regards to your growth and your evolution. Possibly there was a lot of criticizing yourself for not being where you think you should be, for, like we mentioned before, possibly comparing yourselves to others, comparing your journey to other people's journey. But now you're entering into this energy where you're not comparing anymore and you're not judging yourself harshly anymore, where you're allowing yourself to move at your own pace. And you're allowing things to unfold for you as you go. So this is what I'm seeing for you guys in regards to these cards. But now I am going to move into the other cards, which will let us know more about what exactly is coming into completion, ending, and what new beginnings are coming in for you. So in terms to what is ending or coming into completion, we have, and I'm missing one card. Here it is. We have the Green Man, which is the Emperor in the Rider-Waite's deck. Venus in Scorpio secrets the 8th house. And to clarify this card, we have the Knight of Swords, number 52, the Shepherd. And we also have Mercury and Pisces inspiration, the 12th house. And to clarify, we have the 3 of Pentacles, number 48, the money safe. Oh yeah, so I actually want to share a little story with you guys. So my intention was to only pull out one of these astrology cards, but when I shuffled the deck for this group, 2 cards fell out at once. And so I put the cards back and I asked Spirit, I only want 1 card. And so I shuffle the decks again, and immediately these 2 cards spat out. I mean, like literally they just spat out just like that, which was pretty aggressive. But yeah, so I just wanted to share with you guys the energy your spirit team or spirit guides are coming through with. They're not playing games, they're really feisty, these ones, really confident about the decisions that they want to give to you today. So if you ever doubt or wonder whether your spirit guides have your back, please know that they will fight for you. Okay, but anyways, let's get into your cards. The Emperor card. Ooh, I love this card. Whenever this card falls out, I get such an empowering energy. The Emperor does speak about empowerment. It denotes someone who is quite stable, dependable, someone who exudes authority. and a very protective energy as well. Now, we do have the green man here, which is actually the counterpart of the green woman. And the green woman, I personally associate her with Mother Gaia. This is earth energy. So we have a lot of earth energy coming through for you guys. And so there is a lot of messages about stability and security and feeling safe. And actually the number 4 is another very grounding number. It reminds me of foundations. It reminds me of protection. Whenever I see repeated 4s, I always get this message that angels are around or that I am being protected. So again, yes, please know that you are being highly and divinely protected by spirit. Be it by angels, be it by your spirit guides, be it by your ancestors if you connect with that energy. Notice we do have the shaman here on this cauldron, and the shaman is actually the magician of this deck. So I'm getting a lot of manifesting energy with this green man. He is literally concocting something, and this, I'm seeing it as a magical concoction, one that will fulfill your heart's desires. Now, see this figure in the background here? This deck actually has a card titled Empowerment. And this is the character that comes out in that card. So again, there's a lot of this energy of empowerment coming in through for you guys. But being in the energy that is actually coming to a close, that is ending, I do feel like you guys have been creating. You have been working on projects, maybe even opened your own business or your own social platform. Because we do have the energy of inspiration here with Mercury and Pisces. This is a very creative and imaginative energy. And then we also have the 3 of Pentacles, which speaks about working with others, collaborating with others to create a project or to finish a project. This is also an energy about learning, growing, expanding. It's about betterment. And we also have the money save here, which sometimes makes me think of investments. So one of the things I see coming into completion is possibly a project that you have been working on or a collaboration. This might even be the case where you possibly invested in something, an idea, and you're finally going to see the rewards of it. It's something that you yourself have created, something that you have been actively involved in, been leading or overseeing. That is coming into completion. For some of you, I feel like you are this green man. You are this emperor where you have already achieved some level of recognition or success. You already feel quite stable and secure financially. But now that you are here, now that you have achieved and obtained, it's like, now what? Because I'm looking at this safe and it looks empty. And I feel like this has more to do, not so much with like finances or material gains, but more of fulfillment, like emotional fulfillment. Like there's something that no longer inspires you about whatever it is that you have been doing, working on, leading, or pursuing. There's a call for something more. For some of you, this might be a call to actually start working with others, because the Emperor can be a very lonely energy, very independent. It's an energy that rules and leads alone. And so I feel like this lonely Emperor here is maybe seeking connecting with others, or maybe expanding their horizons, or what I'm getting is like helping others. It's like the green man is looking for a deeper meaning, for a cause. And so for some of you, this ending or this completion may even have to do with a journey, with a redirection in terms to your pursuits and your passions. Some of you, it might even have to do with a redirection in your life purpose, if that resonates with you. Maybe you thought you figured it out. Maybe you thought you knew what your life purpose was or how to fulfill your life purpose. And what you have been doing thus far, you thought this was the way. But then after a while, you realize that there's something else that's calling to you, that there's this nudge to look further. And so this search of what's next, of what to do next, what is the next step, this feeling of the unknown is ending for you guys. With the Secrets card and the Knight of Swords being here, I feel like something is going to be revealed to you. You might get a new idea, new insight. Maybe you might even finally find your apprentice per se, who it is that you want to share your abundance with, who it is that you want to pass on your knowledge to. What do you want to do with all this wealth you have accumulated? Because I just keep getting this overall vibe that this time of waiting is what is coming to an end. And so I feel like there's been a hold in the energy, because I do feel like, and this is where I'm getting a different interpretation of the cards, in which for some of you, it's more of the case that Spirit has been actually waiting for you to accept and embody this Emperor energy. Because it might be the type of situation where you have everything you need to create exactly what you want and what you desire, but you've been putting it on hold because there has been a lack of confidence. Maybe there even has been a lack of courage to pursue this, to begin this, or to continue it, because there's like this fear of really going whole ass into it, like really putting all of yourself into it. Maybe it's, as we mentioned before, the case where you have abandoned the project or kind of put it aside. The Emperor energy here is showing up to say, it's time to pick this back up again. It's time to continue this. It's time to fully invest in it and put your heart and soul into it and believe in this project and believe in yourself, because the number 4 is reminding me of the 4 of Pentacles and the 4 of Swords. And the 4 of Swords is an energy of rest, and the 4 of Pentacles can be very stubborn. It's like a pause, a heavy pause. Now, when the green man shows up, I don't only see it as spirit, spirit, the divine, coming in to show you, hey, we are here to protect you. We are here to give you the tools that you need in order to create the life that you want for yourself. But this is also denoting someone in your physical 3D who can actually help you accomplish your goals, pursue your dreams, make a dream a reality. Now, the Emperor usually denotes the sign of Aries. So there might be someone in your life who is an Aries sun, moon, or rising, who maybe has offered you at some point to help you in some way. Maybe to collaborate with you, maybe to sponsor you, maybe to invest in your work or to commission you. It's someone who wants to work with you and invest in you because they believe in you and they believe in what you do. They're not really asking for anything in return. I don't feel this energy has a hidden agenda. I feel like this person might have even been divinely sent by your guides to help you and to motivate you and to push you. It's like this energy comes in to empower you. So what I feel like is leaving is actually this heavy pause, like this constant mentality that you can't, that you're not good enough, that your idea is not good enough. Like this green man is telling you, man, enough is enough. We need to give you what's in this pot right now because it's at its boiling point, and if you don't drink it now, it will soon evaporate. So now is as good a time as any. You are not going to be any more prepared than you are already right now. So don't wait for a future, because your future is here and now. Now, I do feel like the reason why 2 cards fell out for you guys is because there are 2 significant things that are coming to a close in your life. Now, with this 8th house here, the energy of secrets, and then having the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is about fast and direct communication coming in. And then having secrets here, whatever you felt was being kept hidden from you is now going to be revealed. Like this energy of secrets, of unclarity, of being in the unknown, that is coming to an end. Now, this is Scorpio energy. Scorpio, it can be very secretive. It doesn't often express their true emotions, their true feelings, their true thoughts about something. They kind of allow their feelings to simmer until they boil over. And so I do feel like this is also speaking about your own feelings and emotions. Like you're not suppressing yourself anymore. the time of hiding and the time of holding back is over. That's coming to an end. Because the Knight of Swords also speaks about seizing the moment, about taking charge. And so I do feel like you are no longer keeping hidden what you're really passionate about, what you truly believe in. Actually, the energy of Mercury and Pisces speaks about someone who tends to be a daydreamer, has a lot of dreams and aspirations, but they tend to only keep it in their mind. They have a lot of big dreams, big goals, but they keep it to themselves. So where before you only kept your ideas to yourself, now I feel you sharing your ideas with others, sharing your ideas with the world, collaborating with others, accepting support from others. Now with this Venus in Scorpio, I feel like for a lot of you, you will be coming out of the so-called spiritual closet, because Venus in Scorpio can often denote an interest in the occult, mysticism, spiritual arts, and maybe this is something that you have been very interested in, possibly even shamanism or witchcraft, but you kept that hidden because you were worried about other people's opinions, you were worried about backlash. But all this worry and this concern, you are finally putting that aside. You are coming out of the spiritual closet is what I'm getting, because you're being more assertive about your passions and what you believe in. And what I'm even getting with this Knight of Swords is that it might be the case that someone that you're very close to, possibly a family member, possibly a friend, who you thought would judge you for what you are passionate about, what you liked, what you were into, maybe your secret hobbies, they are going to come out and share with you, or maybe with you and other people, that they are actually also interested in this. And that in itself will give you courage to also come out. You will see that you have not been alone in this. And you're not that strange or that different for being passionate about what you are passionate about. Now, the 8 of House does have to do with shared inheritance, shared money. So for some of you, you might have been fighting for some inheritance or for something owned that rightfully belonged to you but was kept from you. And I feel like this will no longer be kept from you or kept hidden from you. Because with this energy being here, I do feel it might be the case that money will come in out of nowhere. So unexpected money is going to come in for you guys. And for most of you, I feel like it's already been there, but you have been rejecting that help or that offer for one reason or the other. And I feel like this resistance to that is finally ending as well. It might even be the case where maybe you have been a little bit stingy on, investing your own money, of putting your own money, maybe your time and efforts into something. And again, that is ending. Because I do see a lot of creative energy here. This green man is reminding me of manifesting. Venus in Scorpio can denote someone who is highly artistic or very talented in the esoteric, metaphysical, or spiritual arts. Some of you might be interested in becoming a writer, poets, maybe professional psychics, mediums, witches. Yes, with this inspiration card, you have a vast imagination, and your imagination can really allow you to do amazing things. You can use this imagination for various different fields, and it will serve you so well, because this safe is reminding me of riches and abundance. Like, it will bring you a lot of profit. But now we're going to see what are the beginnings that are coming in for you guys. And we have the 5 of Stones, endurance, along with Venus and Aquarius, the 11th house. And to clarify, we have the 4 of Swords, number 49, the Eye. What did I say? I was getting that 4 of Swords energy, and we have it right here. The 4 of Swords denotes rest. It denotes a time of self-reflection, introspection, and meditation. And so, where before you were possibly pressuring yourself to be on top, to do more, to be more, and this constant pressure and forcing yourself to be at a pace that you weren't comfortable with was possibly taking a lot of the inspiration away from you, because when you're forcing yourself to do something, it takes the fun away from it. And so with this Four of Swords energy here, I feel like the new energy that is coming in for you guys is one where you're giving yourself a break, where you're not forcing yourself to be anything or be anyone or be anywhere. We do have the energy of detachment here. Now, the Aquarius energy, I always say it's someone who marches to the beat of their own drum. They don't seek for approval. They don't seek to be liked by others. They don't seek to be validated or seek for external validation. They are unique. They know that they are unique and they bask in that uniqueness. And so with this energy being here, I'm seeing that you are coming through, allowing yourself to be your unapologetic self, where you're not seeking for validation. And what I'm getting with Venus in Aquarius, Venus is the planet that rules love and relationships. You're no longer, if you were before, seeking relationships solely for validation or to feel needed or to feel worthy. You're now seeking relationships that actually fulfill you emotionally, spiritually, mentally. Most important, mentally, because this is Aquarius energy, which is an air sign, and the element of air rules the mental realm. I see this energy as someone who really dislikes small talk or like shallow relationships, because as we can see, this person is in the water and the water is reaching pretty high. So this is signifying depth. So you're looking for relationships that provide you some type of depth. And so with detachment and with the Five of Stones being here, the Five of Stones is often described by tarot readers as being left out in the cold. But what I'm actually seeing here with all of these energies is that you are detaching yourself from things that are shallow, from that which drains you emotionally, mentally, energetically, that which does not fulfill you at a soul and spiritual level. Because actually, I know this is the 11th house, but the number reminds me of life path number 11. Some of you might be a life path number 11. And that is the path of the enlightened, of the spiritual. And so I feel like you are entering into a beginning where you are dedicating possibly more energy and time into your spiritual practice, into your spirituality, or just your personal evolution, your personal growth. Because again, with this Four of Swords, it's reminding me of meditation. This eye is reminding me of the third eye. Some of you might be working really hard to activate or open your third eye, or just activate your chakras, feel more aligned, and connect with your inner vision. Because actually, this card, the inspiration card, I'm sorry that I'm going back and forth, it's just messages come through. It can speak about someone who is highly intuitive, yet they hide or they distrust their intuition. But in this energy here, I see you guys working very hard to strengthen the connection with your intuition. And so you are detaching yourself from any type of distractions, anything that hinders your insight, your intuition, your ability to connect with your inner guidance. You are removing yourself from that, or removing it from your life. Because as you can see, we have this child here, and then we have the lightning bolt over here in the background. And the lightning bolt reminds me of the tower in the tarot deck. And so there is a tower moment happening here in the distance, but this child has nothing and wants nothing to do with it. And I'm seeing this child as denoting you, possibly even your inner child. Maybe some of you are going to start working on healing inner child wounds, starting to connect more with your inner child, or tending to your inner child. And in order to do that, you are detaching yourself from that which is chaos, that which is not stable. For a lot of you, this might be in regards to relationships, because actually the 11th house denotes friendships and your relationships with groups of people. So this is speaking about your inner circle. Who is part of your inner circle? Are they people who inspire you? Are they people who motivate you to be your best self? Are they people who really resonate with you, heart and soul, and who stimulate you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, as we were mentioning before? Are they people who support your journey and your path, your evolution and your growth? I feel these are all questions you're going to be asking yourself, and I do get the sense of going within, retreating in order to find the answers. So some of you might be literally taking a vacation, cutting communication for a while with people in order to do some self-reflection and introspection, because this eye here is reminding me of the public eye, but it's more like you're not wanting to be seen by others, you're not wanting to be judged, you're not wanting to be criticized, and so you're secluding yourself from, the judgmental eyes of others. So some of you might be blocking some people who you get maybe possibly bad vibes from, or you might be choosing to take a break from social media to disconnect from the world in a way, because I am getting a bit of a warning here that this reclusion can really go to the extent of feeling emotionally detached from others, from your external reality, your external world. And that might be part of your journey, that might be part of your growth and your healing, but do remember that yes, the relationship with self is important, but also relationships with others are as important. They are, because even though it might still be hard to grasp at this moment, we are all one. So connecting with others is pretty much like connecting with another part of yourself. And we get to learn a lot about ourselves through relationships. And relationships help us grow. They help us become more self-aware. So if you are seeking personal growth and spiritual evolution, relationship with others is truly important. At least that's the message I am getting with these cards. But of course, if you need your space, if you need your time of introspection and solitude, then take that time. Now, the 11th house also speaks about service to others, like work for good causes. It speaks about being a humanitarian. So some of you might decide to spend more time working with new people or working for a cause, where you're working with others for a cause, to help a community, to help a society, to help a group of people. And with this eye, what I'm getting is you are no longer doing work simply for the purpose of gaining personal achievements and for gaining recognition or publicity. You are doing work in service to others. And that's why I feel we have this 5 of Pentacles here, because some of you might decide to give what you have away. That's a harsh way to put it. You might decide to share it with others. And this way of life, this way of thinking might not really match with the inner circle that you are leaving behind, because I do feel there are some relationships that you are going to decide to leave behind in order to embark on this new energy, because I do feel like new relationships will be forming. I do feel like your vision of something is expanding or taking form, or it might be that your vision of something is changing. Like maybe you had a goal for a very long time and you were aiming to pursue it, you were aiming to accomplish it, but something happened midway that kind of caused you to change the end goal. And you're changing it for the betterment of a community, for the betterment of evolution, for the betterment of something. You're seeing things in a new perspective, in a new light. And that is creating major 180 in your life. And I feel like that is why some of you are going so far as taking a break from society, because this is a huge revelation. This is something that kind of took you by surprise. You didn't really expect this to happen, but you see where this is going. You see the potential of this. You see how much good this can bring. And it's really changing your perspective is what I'm getting. So this might be your mentality on success, on achievements, on wealth, on social status even, on what is empowerment. What is it that truly empowers you? Is it success? Is it recognition? Or is it something else? Like helping others, seeing others succeed. Yeah, it's a huge shift here. So this feels very external, like material, and then this feels very internal, very spiritual. Masculine energy is about the material world. It's about the external, putting out there. And the feminine energy is more internal, more of connection, connecting with others in an intimate and deeper way. And so I feel like we're moving from this masculine energy into this feminine energy, or combining them both, merging the masculine and the feminine. Because with this Four of Swords, it's also reminding me of an energy of new foundations. It's like there's a new plan. A new plan is being created. And I just want to note the repeated numbers. So we do have a lot of fours here. 4, 4, 4, 4. So the number 4 might be pretty significant. Now, I don't really like to give time frames because I know we are all on different journeys, and time, it works differently for each one of us. So, but just in case it is helpful, we do have the green man here, and this is reminding me of Aries season. So Aries season might be significant. It might be when this old energy is finally leaving, when this is coming into completion. And because we do have this consecutive energy here, I do feel like as soon as this ends, this new energy comes in. It's almost immediate. So Aries season or the month of March might be pretty significant because we do have so many 4s here. And we also had a 26. So June or February might be significant, or June 2nd or February the 6th might be important days for you guys, or the 26th of a month. Okay, but I'm just going to pull out an art oracle deck to get any last messages, advice, or guidance from Spirit that you might need at this moment. Oh. So we have, I actually had to stop recording in order to look up how to pronounce this name. And I believe it's pronounced Eve Klein. And the message is, learn everything from nothing. Include yourself in your list of materials. Enroll in a judo class. And I want to note how we once again have this color blue, which we had in the empowerment card. So the color blue might be pretty significant. And I feel like if you ever feel anxious or nervous, or you want to feel empowered, wear the color blue. Be it your makeup, be it your clothes, be it your nails, just wear the color blue. I feel like the energy of the color blue really helps soothe you, ground you, and helps you feel more connected with self. And it is funny because in the intuitive message, we did receive, stretch your wings and take flight, fly. And this man does look like he's flying, or he's ready to fly or take flight. So you are about to embark on a new journey, on a new adventure. And this adventure will be very freeing for your soul, for your mind as well, is what I'm getting. So I will actually leave these messages open to interpretation. I am not going to interpret them. These messages are for you. See what you get out of them. See what message comes through for you. And trust your intuition. Trust what you receive. Trust your own guidance. Okay, but those are all the messages I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment and let me know how it resonated, or just, say hi. I always read the comments and I try my best to reply to all of them. So don't be shy and say hello. And yeah, I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Oh, and thank you so much to all of you who have been patient enough to watch the ads. That is a simple way to support this channel. So muchas gracias. And yeah, that is all for now. Until the next moment. Bye bye. Hola seekers who chose this 10, welcome to your reading where we are going to find out what is it that is coming into completion, what is ending, and thus what is beginning for you guys. Now, I did divide this reading into different segments since we are going to start off looking into what is one major or significant change that will occurring through this completion. And then we're going to take a deeper look into your energy and see what energy that you have been embodying thus far are you going to let go of with this completion, and what is the energy you will be embodying once you enter into this new beginning. And then we're going to get right into it and see what is it exactly that is coming into completion or ending and what is beginning. And to wrap up the reading, I am going to pull out one oracle card to receive any last messages, advice, or guidance from spirit. I combined advice and guidance, created a new word. Okay, yeah. Oh, and do please keep in mind that this is a timeless reading, meaning that there is no specific date or timestamp to these messages. At whatever moment in time you decide to watch this video, the messages can still apply to you. Okay, so now let's get into your reading. So as I connected with the energy of this group, the words that came to mind were mirroring and shadow work. So some of you might be currently doing a bit of shadow work, self-reflection. If not, this might be the energy you might be entering into. And I personally see shadow work as working through things about us that we hide, that we suppress because we are ashamed of it, because we think it's wrong, because there's some fear associated with it. And remember, our shadow is nothing bad. It's not something evil. It's just our perception of it. So changing our perspective about that which we suppress, that which we hide, can help us in the healing of it. Because if we remove the fear from it, it is no longer a scary thing. It is no longer something that needs to be hidden. So through shadow work, it is often the times where the people who we often connect with, associate with, or maybe just random people, they tend to mirror our shadow aspects so that we no longer run away from it, so we can become aware of it and thus we can heal it. So sometimes it's best to see it, external from us so that we can better work with it, person to person. And extending compassion to someone who is showing up in this way, we are in a way extending compassion to ourselves. So a lot of people might be mirroring you during this time or when you do this shadow work. Because actually this image of the number 10, as you can see, it's kind of like broken down, a little torn, but then we have these beautiful vines and flowers growing out of this number 10. So what seemed broken, what seemed unfixable, you're going to see it was never broken in the first place. Okay? Oh my goodness, I remember I received another message, but I can't recall exactly what it was. Am I meant to remember? Maybe I'm not meant to remember. Oh yes, it was working with the mind. That was the last message I received, working with the mind. So I feel a lot of you are going to work with the subconscious, are really going to become aware of your psyche. Some of you might even decide to go to therapy to better understand how your mind works, to better understand yourself, your mentality. Or some of you might have been going to therapy and this is something that you might be completing. You might be reaching a milestone or might be reaching some type of completion in terms to your self-healing or therapy work. Some of you might even be like psychologists, therapists yourselves, or might want that as your career or are pursuing that. And you might be completing a level in your career, like a course, or you might be getting your degree that will then allow you to finally practice your profession. Okay, but now I'm going to move into the first card, which is an oracle card that is part of a deck that was gifted to me by the lovely Kino from the channel Kino Tarot. And this card here will let us know What is one main or significant change that will be occurring from this completion? And we have number 35, perception. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. Wow. And all this black here, this black frame is reminding me of the shadow work. And we were talking about perception in the intuitive message, so the message is pretty similar. One of the major changes that will be occurring through this completion is your perception, the perception of self. Most importantly, your perception of your shadow, of that which you deem unworthy, bad, or not good, of that which you hide from yourself and from the rest of the world. This is shifting, and I am getting this spiraling energy here. It's reminding me of a wheel, like things are progressing, things are moving forward, and it's reminding me of an energy center that's kind of been stuck or blocked, and now it's finally being activated and it's running again. And as it's running, it's clearing out any gunk and muck. All this circles here, spheres, I don't know what they are, they're reminding me of energy blockages that are finally being cleared out. I feel some of you have really been in this heavy and dark energy for a very long time where you have been residing in fear. And this fear has clouded your perception and your vision. It has not allowed you to see clearly. It possibly has not allowed you to aspire for more or allowed you to pursue your dreams or to even have dreams, because there is this sense of feeling unworthy. What I'm getting here is a harsh judgment on self, being very self-critical. It's like being deprived of joy and love and happiness, not because it does not exist in your life or in your reality, but it's like you yourself do not allow yourself that joy and happiness to feel it to its full extent, because you feel like you're not good enough for it or like you don't deserve it. And it's like every time there are happy moments, this perception, this fear pollutes it. I'm getting like energy of pollution here. It pollutes it. It takes the beauty out of it. It might be through a lot of internal dialogue, because we do have the color blue here and it's reminding me of the throat chakra, but it's so condensed that it's reminding me not so much of what you say publicly, what you announce to others, but it's more of like the voice within, your internal dialogue. And I feel like your internal dialogue has been very harsh, where, for example, if you are happy or there is a happy event, this internal dialogue minimizes this happiness. For example, telling you, oh, why are you so happy if you know that happiness doesn't last forever? So what's even the point? Or maybe it might even be thoughts of, if something good is happening now, that means that something horrible is going to happen later or pretty soon. It kind of keeps you in this cycle of negative thinking, of worrying, of fearing the worst. That in itself sucks away all the joy, the fun, and the light of things. So I do see you changing your perception, where you're allowing yourself now to enjoy your happiness, enjoy the feeling of joy, and allow yourself to reside in that energy of love for like much, much longer. Of course, we cannot always be in the state of happiness because, you know, our emotions are always fluctuating, but it's also not constantly residing in this energy of fear. So the other thing I'm getting with perception is now, instead of seeing the cup half empty, you are now setting off to see the cup half full, or just a full cup, you know? It's not an empty cup anymore. And you are no longer judging yourself too harshly, where you are looking at what you perceive to be your weaknesses or your flaws as something evil or something bad or something broken. You are looking more into it, becoming more aware of it, and seeing how you can work with it, what you can learn from it. So it's seeing beauty in all that exists, not only in your external reality, but all that exists within, in your internal world, in your internal universe. And the last thing I'm getting with perception is, if there ever is challenges that arise, you are no longer seeing them as obstacles, you're seeing them as opportunities to learn. So you are no longer using challenges as an excuse to not continue moving forward or to not try. But you are rather looking at these challenges face to face and seeing them as a push and a drive to keep moving forward, because you know that you are going to learn something valuable from these challenges. Because we do have the number 35 here, and the number 3 speaks about creation and creativity. And then we have the number 5 here, which speaks about changes and transformation. And so with this creative energy here, it's a very open energy. So I feel like you are becoming more open to change, to transformation, to transitions. You are no longer fearing it. You are embracing it. So you are connecting more with your inner truth, and that inner truth gives you the confidence and the courage to look at your fears and not let those fears guide you. Okay, so this is what I see, but now we are going to take a deeper look into your energy. See what is the energy you have been embodying thus far that you are now leaving behind with this completion. And we have snake, release, and it actually came out in reverse, along with duality. And now these cards here will let us know what is the energy you will be embodying once entering into this new beginning. And a lot of cards fell out for you guys, and I decided to take all of them. So first we have the eagle, reverence. And then we have bat, matrix of self. Ooh. And to clarify, we have goodness, as well as union, and the worker. Wow. Okay, so the snake reminds me of transformation, shedding the old in order to embrace the new. It also reminds me of shadow work. So I do feel like a lot of you have been doing the healing. Snakes also remind me of a very healing energy. So I do feel like a lot of you have really delved deep within, get to know the different sides of yourself. Because we do have the duality card here. And this card reminds me that we are multidimensional. That it's not only about embracing the light and being all love and light, but it's also about embracing the shadow. Remember, for there to have balance, there needs to be that union between the yin and the yang. And I am seeing this merging of two very polar opposite energy to create some type of balance. And we do have the union card showing up for you guys in the later energy. And I do love how this snake is kind of slithering towards this duality energy here. So what I'm feeling is that by the end of this completion, whatever this completion may be, we will take a better look into it later on in the reading, you are going to be embracing more of that shadow self. With the release card being in reverse, I do feel there is a bit of resistance still. There might be some things that you are having difficulty letting go of. And I do feel it has a lot to do with your perception. Because this duality card is reminding me of seeing from 2 points of view. And this allows you to get better clarity and to see the situation from an unbiased perspective, from a place of no judgment. And so I do feel that whatever it is you're having difficulty releasing, it's because there is some belief system that is attached to that. So for example, let's say what's coming to mind is the word envy. So let's say you have experienced envy before, where you yourself have been envious of someone. And so your belief is that only villains are envious, only bad people experience envy. And this belief system is not allowing you to forgive yourself for having been envious of someone, for having felt envy. And thus it's not allowing you to release any shame or guilt you have towards having experienced envy. And so it kind of keeps you from fully letting go of the old in order to embrace the new energy. And that was just an example, right? Just to give you kind of a better picture of what is the message that is trying to be conveyed here, but this can be in regards to anything. But this is the energy that you are leaving. And so I do see you guys finally shifting your perception, finally releasing that which you have been having difficulty in releasing or transmuting. Because look at the energy we come into. We have the eagle and we have the bat. The bat reminds me of Scorpio energy for some reason. It reminds me of shadow work as well. The bat is about really doing the inner work. It reminds me a lot of the Hanged Man in the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. And the Hanged Man, it's all about introspection, going within, taking a pause in order to really do the inner work. And this is a voluntary pause. Like you yourself decide to take this moment for yourself to heal what needs to be healed, to address what needs to be addressed. And look at all this brown energy here, which I'm seeing it as heavy energy, as muck. It's kind of like these clouds here that I was looking at, that I was seeing as like heavy energy as well. But see it how it's in the background. It's like you guys are finally clearing it out. It's like in this energy with the snake, you got a little taste of what shadow work is all about. And you might have begun this shadow work with a little trepidation, a little fear, a little hesitancy. But once you went in it, once you did the work, once you saw how much it transformed you, how healing it was, how this shift of perception allowed you to embrace such beautiful new energy, and see the world in such a beautiful new light, and see yourself in such a beautiful new light, it's like now you don't fear diving back in again. It's like now you kind of enjoy doing the shadow work. Now you kind of become an expert at it, a master at it. Because this bat is making me think of someone who has become a master. Someone who has no trouble, getting in the zone. So some of you might have even done most of this shadow work through meditation. And by this point, I see you kind of becoming a master at it, where you simply decide to go into that meditative zone and you can get in there in a matter of seconds. Now, we do have the eagle here, which reminds me of freedom, independence. So I see a lot of taking charge of your own life, but most importantly, taking charge of your internal world. You're becoming a leader of your own internal world, of your way of thinking. Most importantly, because we do have the ego here, which connects with air energy, it's making me think of the mental realm. And then we do have the bat, which is making me think of the subconscious. You're really becoming an expert of your own mind. Like you're really learning how to, I wouldn't say control your thoughts, but manage them, and how to work with your thoughts and with your mind, and how to really connect with your subconscious self in order to heal and in order to get the best out of yourself is the message I'm getting. It's like really get to know yourself on a more intimate and deeper level. Some of you might even learn how to connect with other lives or past lives if you believe in that, and heal a lot of trauma is what I'm getting. Close a lot of timelines is the other message I'm getting, because look, we have the goodness card, which is reminding me of meditation, and we do have this imagery of mirroring and reflection, which was the message we were getting at the beginning. So I do see you guys doing a lot of self-reflection, a lot of healing work, and you're voluntarily and actively doing this. You yourself are sitting down to meditate. You yourself are sitting down to work your shit out is what I'm getting with this goodness card. And look, it's the energy of goodness. So I see you seeing the good in yourself, bringing out the good in you. You're not bringing it out from your light side. You're bringing it out from your shadow self. You are transmuting that which you once saw dark into light by shining light on it, by bringing it to the surface, by forgiving it, by embracing it, by showing yourself love and compassion. Because the energy center that is glowing here is the heart space. And the heart space is all about self-respect, is what I'm getting, understanding, and compassion. And love comes from forgiveness. So if there is anything you need to forgive yourself for, I see you forgiving yourself. If there is anybody you need to forgive, I see you forgiving those people to take back your power. Because when we hold anger, resentment towards another person, we give our power away. Because we continue thinking about that person. We hold on to that pain. And so when we forgive, we take our power, we take our energy back. Look, we have union here. And I see this union as representing inner union. Your light and your shadow are embracing. And that's beautiful. I also see this as an integration or a merging of the masculine and feminine energy, which we all have. And then we have the worker card here. And this is just reminding me doing the work, doing the shadow work. So I see a lot of you doing the work in this new energy. You're not shying away from it. You're not running away from it. You're actively pursuing it, and you're reaping a lot of rewards from it. Because you will see, if you haven't already, how much you can actually reap from this type of work, from this type of healing. Yeah, so reclaiming your independence, feeling more in control of yourself, of your own life, and of your internal world. Having a better grasp of your mind is what I'm getting with this union card, and of how you choose to see the world. Okay, but now I'm going to move into the other cards. So these first cards will let us know about what is coming into completion, what is ending for you guys. So we have Ace of Arrows, the Breath of Life, which is the Ace of Swords and the Rider-Waite-Smith. And to clarify, we have Sun in Pisces, Vision, the 12th house, as well as the 9 of Pentacles, number 39, the Heart. Wow. Okay, so first of all, some of you might be Pisces Sun. If so, this might serve as confirmation. If not, that's okay. This is more describing the energy. So what I see coming into completion for a lot of you is a project that you have been working on, or something you have been working towards to, because Ace of Arrows speaks of new beginnings, and it's usually beginnings in terms to like new ideas, new plans, new projects. Sometimes I see the Ace of Swords as a breakthrough, as a revelation, an epiphany. But in this specific deck, I always see the Ace of Arrows as an intention being set and sent into the universe. And look, we have a lot of imagery in regards to the third eye, the inner eye. This is reminding me of a third eye activation. So for those of you who have had a vision, a dream, a goal in mind, and you have been working on it thus far, I do see you finally completing this. I feel like it's like seeing your dreams come into fruition, like actually seeing it with your physical eyes, because we do have the 9 of Pentacles here. And the 9 of Pentacles denotes success, wealth. It denotes someone who is quite independent, is successful, wealthy, and thriving. And so I see success for you guys. For others, this might be denoting that an idea that has been brewing in your mind, it's finally taking shape. It's finally taking form for you. It's like now you can fully see in your mind's eye how this will unfold, or how to go about it, how to finally pursue it, or how to take action in regards to it. Because like I said, with this Ace of Arrows, it speaks about an epiphany, like an idea finally comes to you, and then you are able to breathe life into it. And with the Heart being here, I feel like this is something that is very near and dear to your heart. This is something that you're truly passionate about, something that you are called to do. So this might be a creative project for some of you. For others of you, this might be a career pursuit, a profession. This might even be in regards to, and I'm only using this term because I know a lot of people resonate with it, your life purpose. What is coming into completion is that you will be finally understanding or coming into realization of what you are passionate about, what it is that you want to pursue. Because I feel like you get clarity, you now have vision, you now have focus. And we do have the number 39 here. The number 3, we spoke of it before, it speaks about creativity and creation. And the number 9, I always see it as an energy of tying loose ends, right? We have the 9 of Pentacles here as well. So I do feel like you are tying loose ends in terms to a creative project. So some of you are finalizing something. Others of you are finally tying the loose ends in terms to planning for a creative project, an idea, a pursuit. Now, Sun in Pisces, it is a very imaginative and very creative energy. Sun in Pisces tend to denote a very daydreamy, very romantic, sometimes escapist type of energy. And sometimes the Sun in Pisces can get a little wrapped up in their own imaginary world that they don't take much participation in the physical world, in the so-called real world, the 3D world. But with the 9 of Pentacles here, this is a very 3D energy. Pentacle energy speaks about the material plane. So for some of you, you might have been quite the daydreamer, and that's pretty much the energy you were really embodying. But being in only this daydreamy energy is finally ending for you guys, where you are now getting the motivation and the inspiration and kind of the push, maybe even from the universe, to finally take action, become participant in your own dreams, to make them a reality. And I feel like it is a push from the universe, because there is some information that is coming in for you guys that really drives you and motivates you to pursue something, to start on something. This might be communication from someone in specific, maybe someone that you admire, someone that you respect, someone that you look up to, and their acknowledgement of you, of your creative ideas, of your talents, or just meeting them, communicating with them, really inspires you to create something or to pursue something. Maybe you see someone, you meet someone, and you admire their lifestyle, you admire what they do, you admire their own passion and drive, and that motivates you to find your own passion. And this vision card often speaks about someone who is quite psychic, someone who already has their third eye pretty active and open. So some of you might even discover or be called to explore more of your psychic abilities, more specifically your clairvoyant abilities, and maybe do something with that, create something with that, or help others with that, help others gain clarity. I feel like if some of you do decide to delve into the metaphysics, esoteric arts, and you do decide to, for example, give readings, intuitive readings, tarot readings, and you sell your services, I feel like you will get a lot of abundance from that, like material abundance from that, because we do have the 9 of Pentacles. It speaks about an financial income that allows you to be quite independent, quite stable, live a pretty, wealthy and sustainable life. So it might even allow you to live the lifestyle that you always wanted to live. Others of you might be interested, like I said, in psychology or in studying more about the psyche, more about the subconscious mind, more about the mind. If so, if you decide to pursue that profession, I do also see success for you guys. A lot of financial stability. But with the heart here, this is about following your heart's desire. Like pursuing your heart's desire will lead you to this abundance, to this success, to this material and financial stability and wealth. So I feel like doing all of the shadow work, really delving into your subconscious, getting to learn more about that which you have been hiding or suppressing, you're going to see a lot of talents that you have possibly been suppressing. Maybe a lot of that which you have been running away from have actually been these psychic abilities or this creative mind of yours or these ideas. Or a lot of your fears were really holding you back from pursuing a lot of this or completing some of these projects. But once you really delve into that and heal that, you are able to reap the benefits of all of these things that have kind of been suppressed and hidden. So remember, our perceived weaknesses are not flaws. They can actually be our greatest assets. But now we're going to look into what is the new energy that is coming in for you guys, or the new beginnings. And we have the Queen of Vessels, the Salmon, which is the Queen of Cups in the Rider-Waite. And to clarify, we have Submission, the 12th house, Venus, and Pisces. So we have more Piscean energy here. Some of you might be a Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And then we have the Queen of Wands, number 40, Wine. So we have two queens here. What a boss energy. Remember, this has nothing to do with gender or sex. This is denoting an energy. Oh my goodness, and I just noticed we have the 12th house again. So some of you might have Pisces in your 12th house. And this might be serving as confirmation. Or how do they say it? 12th house placements in Pisces? Is that how you say it? I'm sorry, I'm not an astrology expert. And it's showing. And actually, the 12th house, according to the guidebook, the 12th house actually deals with our hidden strengths and weaknesses. And we were just talking about that. So yes, I definitely see you guys discovering your so-called weaknesses, bringing them up to the surface, and then pulling strength from it. Pulling strength from your perceived weaknesses and reaping the rewards of it. And I see this as an energy of transmutation. It's like you are transmuting that which you thought was in lack and turning it into gold. It's like reminding me of that Grimm's fairy tale, spinning hay. Was it hay? Oh my goodness. Into gold. Turning nothing into something is the energy I'm getting. The 12th house also deals with our fears, with our spirituality. So I see you working through a lot of your fears, healing it. Can you guys hear the train in the background? I'm sorry. But yes, we do have the energy of two queens here. And you know, these energies are so opposing and they're actually opposite elements, water and fire. And we were getting that energy of duality before. So I do see you guys embracing your duality. You are embracing all sides of yourselves. You are not hiding any of your personalities. The Queen of Vessels or the Queen of Cups denotes someone who is very in tune with their emotions and with their vulnerability. They do not shy away from their vulnerability. This is someone who is highly intuitive and highly psychic, which we were already getting that energy before. This is also someone who is quite nurturing and creative. And the Queen of Vessels can also denote someone who has an ability to heal, who is a healer. So I see you guys being more connected with your intuition and allowing your intuition to guide you, even if it doesn't make sense at times. Because you know, the salmon, it swims against the current. And to an outsider looking at this fish swimming against the current, we might think, you know, what's wrong with that fish? Did it hit its head? Like, you know, it just seems very bizarre to us. But the salmon isn't doing anything wrong. The salmon is running its course. It knows that there's a purpose for this. It's not just doing this willy-nilly. There is an end goal here. And so for you guys, it's sort of the same thing. Even though it might seem bizarre to an outsider, for you, following your intuition is going to feel right. And you will only follow your intuition when it feels perfectly right to you. Like, I don't see you second guessing it, questioning it, doubting it. Because you know that the moment you start doubting, the moment you start trying to think about your intuition in a logical way, that's when things get messy. That's when things start getting confusing. And I know you guys will figure this out because you have been working with your mind very, very closely. You have been doing the work. And so you kind of figured the tricks of your own mind. You have insight now of how your subconscious and your mind works, which gives you an upper hand, which is pretty damn cool. And then we have the Queen of Wands here, which denotes someone who is confident, someone who is also highly creative, someone who is assertive, magnetic, powerful and empowered, quirky, funny, sexy, sensual. And this is a lot of feminine energy here. So for a lot of you, I see you also embracing your feminine side, and also embracing your sensuality and your sexuality, which I feel like even mentioning it might be uncomfortable for some of you, but I do see that this is the new energy that you will be coming into. This is your new beginning where you're not hiding away from this, because if you are uncomfortable about it, me even mentioning those words, it means that there is some bad perception in regards to it. There's some bad connotation that you might have put on it, or like some bad experience in regards to it. And remember, this is about changing your perception, shedding light upon that which you see yucky or like uncomfortable, and understanding why it makes you uncomfortable and healing through that understanding. This doesn't mean that you will completely change your core values. This is more about those belief systems that probably have been projected onto you or have been built from fear, and healing it. If this has something to do with your core values, with who you see yourself truly as a person, then respects to that, right? But this is more about what is stemming from fear. And our feminine energy also deals with our creativity, with creating. So I do see you guys also feeling more creative, feeling like creating, because the Queen of Vessels can denote someone who is also very much like these Piscean energy, someone who tends to daydream a lot, who imagines, but at times may not really, put in the work to manifest these dreams into the 3D. But the Queen of Wands is the complete opposite. Like the Queen of Wands takes action in regards to it, makes it happen. So I see you embodying these two energies where you're being open to your imagination, and then you're taking inspiration from it to create. I also see with the Queen of Vessels sometimes a very introverted energy, and with the Queen of Wands a very extroverted energy. So I feel like you will be embracing both of these energies, where at times you're going to feel quite introverted, wanting to be with self, or wanting to be in solitude, or staying at home, simply being with your family, with your loved ones. I don't know why this just came to mind, with your lover. And then other times you might feel like this Queen of Wands, where you want to go out, or you want to party, or you maybe just want to travel or explore new things or socialize. And you are embracing both of these personalities, and there's no shame and guilt over this anymore. Like showing up differently in different environments, there's no guilt over it. It doesn't mean that you're fake. It doesn't mean that you're pretending or that you're a wannabe or anything like that. It's just meaning that you're a gem and you have different facets, and you're showing all of your facets and showing how beautiful you are in all of your glory. Because with this wine here, I am getting an energy of cheerfulness, of gaiety, of party. We do have the Three of Cups here, which reminds me of community and joy. Can often also denote a very festive ambience. It's reminding me of like festivity. Festivals is what I'm getting. Maybe some of you might be participating or going to a lot of events, festivals, concerts. Yeah. We do have the submission card here, Venus in Pisces. We do have fish being shown here again, but I want to point out this image where we have this bird in a cage. But notice how the cage is open, but the bird is facing the other way, so it's not able to see this opening here. So I do feel like at times you are going to feel a little trapped. And when this happens, please don't feel like you are falling back in terms to your healing or your progress. Remember that the healing journey is never linear, right? It's fluctuating, and we are constantly evolving and growing, and we are constantly learning more about ourselves. And as we dive deeper, we discover more things that possibly need healing or need acknowledging, or it's new to us. And whenever new energy comes in, it throws us a little off guard because we know nothing about it. We're learning as we go. So there might be times where you feel a little confused, where something might throw you off guard. When that happens, please don't feel like you're stuck. Please don't feel like you are never going to get clarity, because you have been proven that clarity does come in. Eventually it comes in, and usually it comes in at the perfect timing. So be gentle with yourself, be compassionate with yourself, embody this Queen of Vessels energy and be nurturing towards self. And remember that if you don't feel like taking action in regards to something, you don't have to take action. You don't constantly need to be moving in order to be progressing. Progress can be done behind the scenes. So it's important that you don't force yourself or push yourself where you are becoming uncomfortable, where you feel like you're forcing things, because forcing never really helps. It only hinders. Now, we do have Venus in Pisces, so I do get this very idealistic type of energy, and I feel with this Queen of Cups here, it might be the case where you might tend to idolize other people. Having the Queen of Wands here, this might be the case where you tend to see others as this Queen of Wands. Very magnetic, very charming. They are the life of the party. They enter a room and they light the room up. And even though you are a queen yourself, you are sometimes hoping to be this Queen of Wands. And when you compare yourself, you forget that you are this Queen of Wands and this Queen of Vessels. You can play two roles and you can play it well. So don't become submissive to your past insecurities, because they might surface up even in this new energy. But just because they surface up doesn't mean that they are true. It might simply mean that something triggered it, right? So again, with this image, what it's reminding me is perception. Your perception frees you. It frees you. So becoming aware of our triggers allows us to kind of take control back of the situation, or to know how to manage the situation better. I do feel like these triggers might come from relationships. I'm noticing we have the two fishes here, and salmons actually, they swim against the current in order to find their mate or to mate. So there might be some triggers occurring from relationships or through relationships. It's not saying that the relationships are going to be bad or something like that. It's rather, let's say, if you really care about this person you're in a relationship with, you might tend to idealize them. And when you idealize them or you put them on a pedestal, then you in turn minimize yourself, right? If you're looking up to them, that means that you're lower than them. So be mindful of that. Yes, you love the people you are in a relationship with, or the person you are in a relationship with, but they are no lesser or better than you. And with this Queen of Vessels, I do feel like by this point, you are going to be very susceptible to the energy and emotions and feelings of others, because this is denoting a very psychic, very intuitive and empathic energy. So you might be picking up on a lot of energy that is coming external from you. And with this submission card, it's reminding me of protecting your energy, not becoming submissive to the energy you are picking up from others, because when we're not aware that we're picking up on other people's energies, feelings, emotions, we claim them as ours, and that keeps us stuck because we can't work through other people's emotions because it's not ours. And since I do feel like you are in this habit now of working through your emotions, working through your shadows, your first instinct might be to work through whatever heavy energy it is that you're feeling. And since it's not yours, you won't be able to work through it, and it's gonna make you feel like you're stuck. So be mindful of that, become aware of that, and know that you can release that energy. You can set the intention to release any energy that is not of you. And you don't have to work through other people's problems. That's their work. If we solve other people's problems, we cheat them of some valuable lessons they could be learning if they themselves work through their own stuff, okay? Especially if you are in a relationship, or by this point you are in a relationship, and we tend to pick up on the energy of the people that we are in close connection to or more emotionally connected to. So do not become a martyr, okay? Do not feel like you need to be the savior of everyone, because that's really going to deplete you of your energy. And yes, help whenever you can, but know your limits, because it is good to have support, to receive help and to give help. But when we're doing all the work for somebody else, are we really helping them? As I said with the other groups, I really don't want to give any time frames, because when it comes to time, that varies, especially since we are all on different journeys. But if it helps, I will give you some time frames. We do have the number 12 repeated here twice. I don't know, I'm thinking about 12 months. So 12 months from whenever you are watching this video, you might see this change occurring, or this completion, or this ending. If that feels too far into the future for you, maybe the month of December might be pretty significant for you guys as well. Or because there is a lot of Pisces energy here, Pisces season might be of significance for you guys. So I would keep those times in mind. And for those of you who are single and are looking for a romantic relationship, Venus, whenever Venus is in Pisces, I'm not sure how astrology works, but this is coming to mind. So check your Venus sign, and whenever Venus is in your sign, that might be when you will be meeting someone significant. I feel like I'm just saying a bunch of BS, but if that does make sense astrologically, then yeah, do pay attention to that. Yes, but now I am going to pull out an oracle card to get any last messages, advice, or guidance from your spirit guides, or from spirit. I feel like whoever this person is, who you will be in a relationship with, a potential romantic partner, they are quite opposite from you, opposite personality. So if you are quite introverted, this person is going to be quite extroverted. If you like tea, this person likes coffee. Kind of like that. Okay, a message for you guys. And I feel this is going to help, because it's going to help, it's going to help you see from a different perspective. Like, they will really help you open your mind, gain different perception in regards to various different things. And they will also help with you feeling more confident, and also with you feeling more vulnerable and safe to be vulnerable. Okay, but now let's get any last messages from Spirit. Oh my goodness, messages keep coming through. That's why no card has fallen out. For some of you, this might be denoting a very significant platonic relationship. I'm getting like a soul sister, soul sibling type of relationship here. It might be both, a romantic partner and a platonic relationship, if that resonates with you. Okay, now Spirit, can I have any last okay, that's too many. Spirit, please be kind to us. Can I have one card? Okay, there is. So we have Rem Koolhaas, and the message is, breathing is secondary. Don't forget to think. A good manifesto is, foremost, legible. Reconsider your concept of small versus big. again, this message of perception and perspective. So I will leave these messages open for interpretation. Allow your intuition and your inner guidance to lead you and interpreting these messages for yourself. And trust your intuition, you guys. Trust whatever messages come through for you. Okay, so those are all the messages I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. Let me know how the messages resonated, if they did. And if you're new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Yeah, oh, and thank you so much to all of you who have been patient enough to watch the ads. That is a very simple and wonderful way to support this channel. So muchas gracias, and that is all for now. So until the next moment, bye bye. Hola seekers who chose the Roman numeral 10. Welcome to your reading where we are going to find out what is coming into completion, what is ending, and thus what is beginning for you guys. And I have divided this reading into various different segments since we are going to start off looking into one major or significant change that will be occurring with this completion. And then we're going to look deeper into your energy and see what energy you have been embodying thus far that you will be letting go of with this completion, and what is the energy you will be embodying once you enter into your new beginning. And then we are going to get right into it and see what is it that is coming into completion, what is it that is ending, and what is beginning for you. And to wrap up the reading, I am going to pull out one oracle card to get any last messages, advice, or guidance from Spirit. And please do keep in mind that this is a timeless reading, meaning that at whatever moment in time you decide to watch this video, the messages can still apply to you. Okay, so now let's get into your reading. So as I connected with the energy of this group, I did receive the message stretching out, reaching out, as well as please remember. Also, the words harmonious relationship did come to mind. Now, I'm not sure whether someone has been trying to reach out to you. This might be energetically. Maybe they have been trying to reach out to you through dreams. Maybe they have been trying to telepathically communicate with you. This might be someone who is incarnated in this lifetime in this 3D, who you know maybe have already been in a relationship with, or maybe this is someone you haven't met yet. But I do feel like there is someone who is trying to reach out to you, someone who is trying to get your attention. I'm even getting a bit of there is someone who is trying to warn you about something. And looking at this Roman numeral, seeing that it pretty much looks like an X, it does feel like a warning sign. Maybe this is your spirit guides who are trying to reach out to you, trying to warn you about something or about someone. I'm trying to figure what this is about, but I'm not really getting anything else. You guys did choose the Roman numeral and this doodle, which I intended to look as if it were unfinished, as if it were barely manifesting itself. And I hadn't noticed this, but looking at it more closely or more far away, it actually looks like two ones who are kind of like facing each other. And from far away, they look like they're close to each other. But I bet that if we were to get closer, we would notice that there is actually a large gap between them. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I just heard a loud ringing in my right ear. And looking at all these scribbles, it's reminding me of frequency, like sound waves. I wonder if this is even someone from another dimension or star system who is trying to reach out to you. And I know that message might not resonate with everyone. I don't know why I'm so caught up in this. I feel it's important, but I'm not getting anything else. Just that someone is trying to reach out to you. Someone is trying to get closer to you, create a stronger connection, but it feels energetical. more of a psychic link, psychic connection. Okay, I'm not sure. But those are all the intuitive messages I'm getting for you guys. Sorry. Now I'm going to move into the cards. Now I'm wondering if it's a good idea to film this reading at 1 a.m. in the morning because I might be a little sleepy, but something tells me I need to be filming this reading right now, so I'm going to persevere. So this card over here is actually part of an oracle deck that was gifted to me by the lovely Kino from the channel Kino Tarot, and this card will let us know about the significant or major change that will be occurring through this completion or with this completion. And we have 39 romantic love. The frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with and reflection of a conscious lover. A conscious lover. That really stands out to me. Okay. So I feel this is pretty self-explanatory. I feel the messages we are going to be receiving for this reading might pertain to romantic love or a specific connection or relationship. So one of the changes you will be seeing through this completion will be in regards to your romantic love life. If you are already in a romantic relationship, your relationship might be changing and transforming through this completion. It might be evolving, it might be growing, flourishing, blossoming. For some of you, it might mean a higher level of commitment. For others of you, it might be, I'm getting the word expansion, but I'm also getting a very grounding energy, like stabilizing. Some of you might feel more secure in your romantic relationship or more secure about your romantic relationship, or the spiritual or emotional connection is going to strengthen between you and your romantic lover. Did you guys hear the siren? I know some people associate sirens with a sign, more specifically a sign coming from Archangel Michael. So if that happens to be you, then, and if you heard the siren, then definitely do take that as a sign. And Archangel Michael is all about protection, so interesting, because we were getting something about a warning sign here with the X, with the Roman numeral, I mean. Now, for those of you who are already aware that you have some type of spiritual connection with your romantic partner, yet you feel like your romantic partner is not very well of the spiritual connection that you do have, I feel like this is going to be changing, where your partner is going to become more aware of the spiritual aspects of this connection, is maybe possibly even going to open up to the psychic part of this connection. Maybe explore more of this psychic connection with you, because I feel like it might be the case for a lot of you where you do have this like psychic connection with your romantic partner, where you are able to telepathically communicate with them or with their higher self, where you are possibly able to feel your partner's emotions, know exactly what they're doing, where they are. Some of you might even pick up on their thoughts. And this is not one-sided, at least it doesn't have to be one-sided. So I feel like for some of you, it might be the case where your partner is going to slowly start getting more into the idea of having a telepathic connection with someone, and it's going to be more open to exploring and learning more about it. Because again, conscious lover, that is standing out to me. It feels very powerful for some reason. And for others of you who are not currently romantically involved, I feel like this is going to change for you guys. I feel like you might be meeting someone after this completion. Your relationship status is going to be changing pretty soon from single to romantic and I just lost my voice, to romantically involved. Or at the very least, I see someone coming in for you who will spark your romantic interest. if there hasn't been someone already who has done that. I also feel like your perspective or your perception on romantic love is going to be changing quite drastically. We do have the numbers 39 here. The number 3 denotes creativity, creation. I also see it as the connection between the mind, body, and soul. And the number 9, I see it as an energy of tying loose ends, of getting ready for the ending, for the completion of something. The number 3 is also a very divine number. So I do feel like for some of you, this is speaking about a divine love, a divine connection. But I do feel like a lot of you are eager to finally move into the next chapter of your life, possibly to change your relationship status. You're eager to expand, learn more about romantic love, meet new people, or maybe get to know someone in specific more intimately. Connect with them on a more intimate level. I'm going to be plain, blunt, and honest. I do feel like for some of you, and you will know if this resonates with you, this is speaking about possibly tying loose ends with a romantic connection of your past. So for example, if you are currently in separation and for a while you were hoping for a reunion, I do feel like a lot of you are coming into a decision of possibly letting go of this connection, of leaving this in the past and allowing yourself to be open to new energy or possibly to a new relationship, to a new person. For others of you, this might denote that one of the changes that will be occurring is to end a romantic relationship that you are currently in, because it might be the case where you have been getting a lot of red flags in terms to this connection, relationship, or even person. And you're finally acknowledging those red flags and you're deciding to not proceed any further or to end things here and let this person go or let this person be. And last but not least, I do feel like for some of you, who you thought might be the one, I think your perspective or perception on this connection is going to be changing, because I do see someone turning away an offer or turning away from someone. And I feel like this is you who is turning away. So I know those are all very different messages, but I do feel like you'll know which messages are for you. Yes, but that's all I'm getting from this card so far. So now I'm going to look into your other cards, which will let us know more about your energy. What is the energy that you will be leaving behind with this completion? And actually, quite a few cards fell out for you guys. These two cards fell out at the same time, and it's Seahorse and Horse. So we have horse energy twice here. With Seahorse, we have contentment. And with Horse, we have passion. And to clarify the energy, we have Father. And then these cards will let us know more about what is the energy you are coming into. What is the energy you will be embodying when you enter into this new beginning. And again, two cards fell out at the same time for you guys. So we have Owl, Transformation. Ooh. And we have Pig, Prosperity. So cute. And to clarify, we have Inspiration in reverse. You know, I have this feeling this is going to be group 3 because I haven't decided the order of the groups yet, but I do get the feeling that this is going to turn out to be group 3 because group 3 always gets me, man. Always stumps me for some reason. The energy is always very unique and it is not disappointing right now. So I first and foremost find it so interesting that twice we have the energy of the horse here and that they're both facing the same direction. Why do I get the feeling that this energy is running away from something? Have you guys been running away from something? The horse reminds me of a very free-spirited energy, very passionate. It's not an energy that can be easily tamed or manipulated, but the energy that the seahorse gives off is very different from that which the horse gives off. Like, I find the seahorse to be very gentle, to be very nurturing, very amiable is what I'm getting, even pliable. But the energy of the horse here is very independent. It's very my way or the highway. It doesn't adhere to anyone's rules, and it doesn't look to settle. So I do see a bit of a duality here, a bit of contradiction. I'm even getting this vibe of a juxtaposition. All of a sudden I got the lyrics from Eminem. He's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready. It's like on the surface you're showing as if all is okay, as if you're content with where you are, as if possibly you're content with your maybe relationship status, but on the inside you're nervous. It's the complete opposite. I'm even getting like this perspective in regards to romantic love. It's like, yes, you want it, but at the same time it really scares you, it really frightens you. Like, for those of you who are single, it might be the case where you're longing for it, you're wishing for it, you're praying for it, you're trying to manifest it, but at the same time, you're pulling back. It's like, at the same time, if this were to present itself to you right now, it will have you running for the hills. For others of you, it might become the complete opposite, where you feel you need this, where you're kind of desperate for it, but on the surface, you're pretending like you don't need it, like you don't really care about romantic love at all, or like you don't really care about pleasing your partner or keeping them content, but on the inside, you're always worrying whether your partner is happy, whether they are content with you. Yeah, it's two very different energies. And with the Father card being here, this Father card energy is coming through pretty strong. This is the only energy that is facing forwards. And the Father energy reminds me of a protective energy, of something that is stable and true. It's an energy you can lean on and depend on. Not necessarily become codependent, but depend on. You can rely on this energy. You can trust it. And I feel like for a lot of you, it might be the case where you're actually looking for a father figure in your romantic partners. And I know that might sound a little bizarre, and you might be thinking, what? No way. But if it happens to be the case where you had an absent father figure or absent father in your life, at any stage of your life, it doesn't just have to be at an early age. At any stage, you might be looking for that absent father in your romantic partners, or you might be scared that your romantic partners will replay exactly what happened with this father or parental figure. It could just be a parental figure where you feel like this will repeat itself, where you will again be abandoned or left out in the cold or left behind. Because I feel like this need for a protective figure, for someone that you can rely on, for someone who will be there, who will provide that sense of safety and security. And I feel like there's a fear of not having that. There's even a fear of possibly being vulnerable or opening up to someone. Trust them in that way, because what if they don't show up? What if they don't keep their promises? What if they make me feel the same way I felt when this parental figure, this father figure left, forgot me is what I'm getting. It's like I'm even getting this fear of not being enough. Like, you might have this mentality that you're not enough. Like, you're not enough to have them stay. You're not enough to keep them by your side is what I'm getting. It's like, what if I'm not enough to have them stay with me? Well, I feel like this search for this absent energy in your life, for however long it was absent, is finally ending. Like maybe some of you are becoming aware of this pattern or what you have been searching for or needing in a partner, and you're becoming aware of this. You are deciding to stop chasing that or running away from it. Because sometimes when we want something so much, when it actually comes, when someone does show up in the way that we were hoping for, it can be scary because it's something we wanted so much that we're afraid that it might be taken away from us the moment it does show up. It's like, I can't handle this being taken away from me again. I can't do it. And so instead of venturing into it or embracing it, we run away from it. If we don't have it, it can be taken away from us and it won't hurt. But I do feel like this chasing for it or this running away from it is finally ending. That's the energy you're kind of putting in the past. And also this energy of pretending like you don't care, or possibly even pretending like it's romantic love that you are seeking, when possibly all this time what you've been needing is this type of parental figure energy. It's just, safety and security. It's trust, loyalty, reliability. I got the message, fleeing from that which you want. So I feel like this might not only be pertaining to romantic love, but I feel like it's pertaining to several different things, to more than one thing. And you are no longer running away from that which you truly want and desire. We're leaving that energy behind. Now we're becoming truthful of what we want, and we're holding space for it. I'm noticing this green color, and it's reminding me of the heart chakra, and the heart chakra reminds me of truth, of honesty. Like, you can't deny your heart's desires anymore. You can't shut up your heart anymore. Your heart will no longer be denied, is the message I'm getting. I feel like this father energy is also, I know this is your energy, but I feel like this is a spirit guide or even an ancestor that is coming through. And it's like they're asking you to no longer hide. Show up is what they're saying. Show up for you. No longer silence the voice of your heart. But the energy we see you coming into, we have the owl here with transformation, and then we have the piggy with prosperity. So the owl reminds me of someone who is highly spiritual. It always reminds me of claircognizance, is having this knowing of things. So this is more of like having a very active and open crown chakra where you're constantly receiving downloads and information from your higher self, from divine beings, light beings, and thus you have this immense wisdom. Some of you might be quite knowledgeable in regards to a specific subject, or just have, a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom. And I feel like you are embracing more of this wisdom, of this knowledge, and you are sharing it with others, because with this energy of prosperity, I feel like you have enough to give. Like your cup is full enough to spill over and share with others. And so the energy you're coming into is one of sharing your gifts, because we do have inspiration here. And I'm noticing how there's like a lot of roots extending in many different directions. And so I'm seeing this as connection. But this card is in reverse. And so, I don't know, I see it as, instead of being connections like externally, like making, physical connections or relationships in your physical 3D, I see this as connections more on an energetical level, like more inwardly, where you are possibly connecting with various light beings, with various even ascended masters is what I'm getting, ancestors. I know this message might not resonate with everybody, so bear with me. This is for those who are on that spiritual path and journey. I do feel like you will be connecting with light beings or higher beings and receiving a lot of wisdom from them, a lot of like intuitive insight. And this intuitive insight will help you to guide others. or it will help lead you to prosperity. I'm not seeing this prosperity solely in regards to material wealth. It might very well be the case, but I'm seeing this more of feeling prosperous within yourself, where you feel emotionally abundant, where you feel actually content about where you are, who you are, what is going on in your life. Like you're feeling good inside. And you're sure about yourself, you're sure about your journey, you're sure about your path. But I do feel like you will be working like in the astral realm, like possibly connecting with the higher selves of many people who are incarnated in this lifetime, in this 3D, and working with them, possibly even serving as a spirit guide. We can do that, we can be alive and our higher self can serve as a spirit guide to others, to other people. And we don't have to be meditating for our higher self to be assisting somebody else. Our higher self can be at many places at once. Energy has no bounds, has no limits, and that's exactly what I'm seeing here. So I'm seeing you really connecting with a lot of energies. I'm tapping into a lot of energies. So possibly what we were getting in the intuitive message, it's also speaking about protecting your energy. Learning how to protect your energy is going to be very, very important during this time. Learning how to ground. The piggy is reminding me of earth energy. I know piggies love to roll in the mud, and mud is earth. So I do feel like grounding will be very important for you guys. We also have this image that kind of looks like roots. Yes, that was one of the messages I did receive. And it came through over and over and over again. I don't know why I didn't recall it when giving out the messages, but it was stay rooted, stay rooted, stay rooted. So I do feel like being grounded, staying rooted, finding your roots and grounding those roots is going to be super important. And I feel like this is talking about like energy-wise, but also in regards to who you are. It's very important for you to feel sure about your sense of self. Because with this inspiration card in reverse, I feel like you are going to go through a lot of changes. Most of it is going to be felt energetically, spiritually, emotionally. And so it's very important for you to have a grounded rooting so that as you go through these many changes, it won't catch you off guard and it won't throw you off guard. Because always reminding yourself to come back to self, to recenter, is going to be very, very helpful. And I do feel like there's going to be a lot of heightening of psychic abilities. It's going to be a lot of downloads, like a lot of ascending, a lot of transformation going on. And most of it is going to be maybe not seen in the physical 3D. It's going to be very internal, very spiritual, very energetical. For others of you, I do feel like this is about expanding your knowledge and your wisdom. I do feel like you are going to enter into this energy where you are going to want to learn about more new things. At least that is what you are going to be called to do, to expand your knowledge. It might be about a certain subject. It might even be like expanding on a skill, or maybe reviewing a certain skill, a certain subject, because I feel like this is going to come in handy to you in the future. It might bring you a lot of financial wealth and abundance, or open a lot of doors or of opportunities for you. So it is important for you to start kind of setting foundations in a way by preparing yourself. With this inspiration card in reverse, I feel like it might be the case where some of you are creators, like content creators, or you're pretty creative, but I feel like during this time you might not be motivated to create, in terms of like the arts or create content, or you might not have time to do so. And it's because I feel Spirit is really encouraging you to focus all of your attention on expanding this knowledge and this wisdom. This might even be speaking about your psychic abilities, really enhancing your psychic abilities or the abilities you already possess. really tapping into that energy, because I feel it's going to be needed and it's going to be used pretty soon in something very, very important. So this feels like a preparation, but I do see an energy of contentment here, of joy, of feeling quite pleased with yourself is what I'm getting with this piggy energy. And with the owl, if it's like a knowing of things, like I feel like you're gonna know that all is well, that you're on the right path, and that you are getting divine guidance constantly. You're going to feel it within your very core, even if you don't see validation of it in your physical 3D, because I do feel like that might be the case with this inspiration card in reverse, where you're not going to constantly be seeing repeated numbers or signs and synchronicities. This is going to be more about a deep inner knowing, like really being connected with self, with your higher self, with your guides, with your intuition, and in that connection, getting all the insight, all the information that you need, and trusting in whatever comes through for you guys. I know these two are very different from each other, but that's what I'm getting thus far. So now I'm going to move into the other cards. And these cards will let us know more about what is coming into completion, or what is ending for you guys. And we have the Six of Stones, exploitation, which is the Six of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. And to clarify, we have Saturn and Libra, the 7th house, devotion, as well as the 10 of Swords, number 30, the Rod. Okay, so immediately I am thinking that what is ending for you guys, or coming into completion, especially for those of you who have been single for a really long time, is this lack of reciprocity. Because the Six of Stones denotes equality, reciprocity, fairness. It's an energy of sharing and also of being valued. Yet in this card, we see that there is a lack, because we do have the energy of exploitation. We do have these two people who are holding out their cups, looking above an unknown entity here, asking them, whoever they're looking at, to fill their cups. So we do have this energy of lack here. And then we have the 10 of Swords, and the 10 of Swords denotes exhaustion, can often denote being backstabbed, feeling attacked, betrayal. This can also denote an energy of feeling like you've reached a dead end, like it's the end of things. With the Rod here, I'm getting a lot of an energy of self-punishment. And then I'm noticing this devotion card, but there's these two lovebirds, but one of them has fallen. And it kind of reminds me of the person seen in the 10 of Swords in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, because it's actually a person who is laying on the ground. I do feel like there has possibly been a lack of reciprocity in your relationships, because we do have Saturn and Libra. This is the 7th house. The 7th house is about our relationships, is about long-term partners and marriages, partnerships, agreements, and contracts. So this is not only pertaining to like romantic relationships, but this can also be pertaining to any type of relationship, any type of partnership. This can even be pertaining to a business partnership, or like we said, a contract, something that you sign into, and the aim was to work alongside somebody or work with somebody. Might even be a corporation, a company, but at the end there was imbalance where possibly one was exploited, where they were physically fatigued, mentally fatigued, and the other one wasn't putting any effort, when one was taking without giving anything in return. And so this energy is what is ending for you guys, because with the energy of devotion here, I do feel like someone has been devoted to a person, to a relationship, to a situation, to a thing, but they weren't getting anything from it in return. It was just like putting all there is into it until the self was depleted. And for some of you, this might be denoting a lack. So, for example, if you have been single for a really long time and you have been devoted to finding a romantic partner, to finding your person, to finding your counterpart, but you feel like you've simply put all the effort but haven't seen any rewards, because you haven't found your person yet, I do feel like this is shifting and changing for you guys. It's, as we mentioned before, your relationship status is changing now. Because I am being reminded of Kino from the channel Kino Tarot, and she often says that her personal interpretation of the Six of Pentacles is actually about soulmates. For her, the Six of Pentacles is a soulmate card. I don't know, I was just reminded about that because we are speaking about relationships here. So I do feel like for those of you who have been on the search for your soulmate or for your counterpart, and you feel like you have been putting all the work, you have been working tirelessly to manifest this counterpart, to connect with them in the 5D, to possibly even better yourself, because you have this belief that you need to heal yourself or be completely healed in order to attract your counterpart or something like that. I feel like your work is finally paying off. Like all this time you've been seeing nothing, and now it's finally changing for you guys. And I feel like what is allowing this change is actually you're letting go of something. I feel like with this 10 of Swords, it's the energy of the 10, something is ending. And Sword is air energy, and the air energy connects with the mental realm. So I do feel like you're seeing that your way of thinking hasn't been working as of yet. The way that you have been doing things, the way that you have been going at things from a logical perspective, it hasn't been working out for you. And so now you're changing things. So maybe as an example, right? Like the example that I gave, possibly you thought that you had to beat yourself up and push yourself and force yourself to heal or become the best version of yourself because you thought that was the only way to attract your counterpart or to attract a soulmate or to attract a romantic partner or stable relationship. And you have been forcing this healing process to the point where maybe you lost control of things. Maybe you felt even more depleted, more isolated, more stressed out, more anxious about this all, constantly, thinking about this, constantly worrying about this. And you've come to realize how much this has actually stressed you out rather than excited you. And you're seeing that, this journey was meant to be an exciting one, not a stressful one, because it is about love, and love is supposed to be exciting. It's supposed to be loving, not harsh and cruel. And so now you're letting go of this mentality and you're surrendering to the journey. You're allowing things to progress at its organic pace. You're no longer begging, right? You're no longer needing this connection or needing this person because you know that they will come at the perfect time. And it's not exactly when you're fully healed, because you know that the healing journey, it's not linear, and that you're probably always going to have something that you need to heal. And so you're kind of putting this to rest. Because with this exploitation, I even feel like it might be the case where you have been exploiting yourself in some way. And you have been killing the joy is what I'm getting here. For others of you who are in a relationship, I do get like this sense of like expectations. I feel like one of you in this connection has been having really high expectations where you probably have been demanding too much of the other person. Or maybe it might even be, as we mentioned before, where one of you is completely devoted to the other and you're expecting the same type of devotion, but the other person can deliver like you do, or vice versa. Like, well, I don't know why I keep getting this message, like they're not programmed that way. Maybe how they show their love and their affection is different from how you show it, but you're expecting them to show up in the same way that you do, to express their love in the same way that you do. These high expectations are really wearing the other person in this connection out. where they feel like they give, but whatever they give is never enough for the other person. And that's really stressful in a way that really tires them out. And maybe they beat themselves up, or you beat yourself up because you can never meet the high demands of this other person. It's like, I give them my all, I give them my love, but it's never enough for them. I can never fill their cup. It's like I'm not enough. And that really hurts them in a way. This might be you, this might be the other person. It might be the case where both of you are feeling this way unknowingly, because we do have two people here begging for their cups to be filled. It's like you're begging for some external force to fill your cups, but you're not turning to each other. It's like both of you are depleted. So I do feel like this energy is ending. It might be the case where some of you might decide to possibly let go of this connection because you realize that you are not able to give each other what you want, or possibly it's kind of like wrong time, wrong place type of situation. Like maybe this is not the right time to be in this relationship. Maybe you were looking for someone else in this person, because I do get energy of counterparts here, because we have the sun, which reminds me of masculine energy, and we have the moon, which reminds me of feminine energy, and they're coming together, and we have this energy of wholeness. And then we have these stars surrounding them, which reminds me of divine guidance. I'm even getting that there might even be like this getting carried away by the whole idea of what a divine connection, divine union should look like and be like, and you're expecting that from the relationship or connection, and because of these expectations or ideals, you're not allowing the connection to fully unfold, to fully show itself to you and let you show you what this is about. I know these are all different messages, but I feel like those who chose this group, you're all on like different journeys, different situations. So like I said, if the messages resonate, they will resonate with you. Like you will know which messages are for you. For those of you who are looking for a romantic partner, I do feel like I said this time of singlehood here is ending for you guys. Your suffering is ending, and whoever comes in for you guys, they do have a potential to be a long and enduring relationship. The Saturn and Libra energy often denotes marriage late in life. So for those of you who have been looking to get married, I'm not saying this might be the case. This is a potential future. Marriage won't come until like later on in life, but I do feel like the partner that is coming in for you guys is someone who is very serious and very committed to the work that they do. And maybe it's the case for those of you who are in a relationship. Maybe this message will resonate with you. If you find that you did marry a little late in life or a little later than what society deems normal, or it might be the case where your partner is completely devoted to their work. They're very career orientated, and because of their devotion to their work, they're not able to devote as much time to the relationship or to you. They might be a bit of a workaholic, and this is something that you struggle with in your relationships. You feel a little left out in the cold because of this. And so I do see that there is a potential for this to change, because this is something that is ending or coming into completion. So maybe their focus is being redirected more into the relationship or their relationships. This might be them or this might be you. So for those of you who are looking for a romantic partner, I do feel like this person that is coming in is someone who's going to be very serious about their work, very passionate about what they do. This might be someone who will be quite well off, quite successful, and quite famous in their career. This is someone who works very, very hard in everything that they are passionate about. So if they are passionate about the relationship, they will work very, very hard on the relationship. and you will feel their passion. And I know I have been speaking about this in terms to romantic relationships, but it doesn't have to be about a romantic relationship or any type of relationship. This could be about anything that you have been trying to manifest, call in, or align with. Anything that you have been working very, very hard for, that you feel you have devoted so much time, energy, and effort into, but you thus far feel like you haven't gotten anything in return but stress and worry and confusion or more doubt. And sometimes we don't need to get something externally. It could just be, for example, I put all my efforts into a project and what I get from it is the joy of doing it. But I feel that for you guys, it's been the complete opposite, where there's no more joy in doing whatever it is that you have been doing. There's no more joy in the devotion towards this one thing you have put all your energy, attention, and time into. That's why we have the Ten of Swords, because this is letting me know that this has just been draining you out, depleting your cup instead of filling it up. So this relationship dynamic, be it with whatever or whoever this relationship is shifting, is ending, is changing. And I feel like the last message I'm getting is for those of you who are serious about what you do, about your work, and you're looking for people who are as committed as you, and you haven't found those type of people, I feel like this is ending for you guys as well. Like, you might be finding the perfect job where, everybody is as on task as you are, where they don't feel like you're too much. If you ever heard that, like you're too much or you're too passionate about this, whatever that means, you are going to find the perfect environment where like people don't judge you in that way, where they get you and where they're at your same level is what I'm getting, where you're not, doing all the work is what I'm getting with this Ten of Swords, and you're not beating yourself up for like mistakes or for something gone wrong or for delays or something like that. Where everybody is sharing the burden equally and the responsibilities equally as well. And you are getting recognized for the work that you do. Okay, but now we are going to look into what is beginning for you guys. So I'm going to put these here. And we have the Knight of Stones, which is the Knight of Pentacles. Horse, we have another horse again. And we have the Sun in Aquarius, 11th house, idealism. And to clarify, we have the King of Swords, number 47, the Bride in reverse. Okay. Again, this Knight of Stones, whenever I look at this Knight of Stones, it just gives me a very anxious vibe. Like, this horse looks like a fly just bit him in the ass, in the arse, and he's just running in fright. The vibe this card gives off is so vastly different from what the Knight of Pentacles usually denotes, because the Knight of Pentacles is a very practical energy, very stable. It's very patient and persistent. But seeing this horse up in the air, none of its hooves touching the ground, is giving me such an ungrounding energy. And again, like, this horse immediately took off after something unexpected happened. So there is this lack of patience and there is this bit of an impulsive energy. It's like constantly having your nerves on edge, that every little thing has you jumping up in fright. We did have the energy of two horses showing up at the beginning with the seahorse and the horse. And I'm noticing how this horse is also running. And they're all facing in the same direction. So I was speaking about wanting something, asking for something, but at the same time fearing having it. And for some of you, it might be a romantic relationship. For others of you, it might be something else completely different. And that's what I'm getting with this Knight of Stones. It's like this horse was on its way, was on its path, and then suddenly it bumps into exactly what it has been daydreaming about, exactly what it has been wishing for. And then all of a sudden it startles him so much that he ends up going off course. He ends up running in another direction. I do feel like there is an energy that is coming in for you guys. We have another horse showing up here. So I feel like horses are pretty significant. Oh, it's a donkey. Well, I mean, aren't they relatives? No. Well, we have a lot of horse imagery here, so maybe that might be significant for some of you guys. I know horse is part of the Chinese zodiac sign. Maybe your Chinese zodiac sign is a horse, or maybe the person you're inquiring of or you're trying to manifest. Chinese zodiac sign is a horse. I do still feel like this anxious energy, this jittery energy, and I feel like it pertains specifically to something that you really, really want. Because the Knight of Pentacles denotes making your wishes come true. It's like working with the universe to get exactly what you've been asking for. So I do feel like you are going to get exactly what you have been asking for. But your response towards it, it's going to depend solely on you. Like, some of you might decide to respond like this frightened horse, or some of you might decide to embrace it and accept it. So I do see that if you have been craving for relationships that are mutual, reciprocal, that stimulate you, most importantly, stimulate you intellectually, because we do have Aquarius energy here, or stimulate your creativity. Like we said, you're looking for people who meet you eye to eye, who are on your level, like intellectually, energetically, are as passionate about a certain subject matter as you are. I do feel like that energy is coming in for you guys, because this idealism card denotes an arrival of people or help from friends with power or with great influence. I do feel like when this card shows up, it also denotes a bit of a hesitancy in taking a leadership role, or in kind of forming these relationships, like kind of getting out of your shell a little bit to interconnect, make connections. And with this inspiration card in reverse, it was kind of giving me that vibe, being hesitant on doing the networking. Like some of you might be a little shy in doing that, and kind of spirit is encouraging you to go for it. Don't be shy. These are your people. This is your tribe. These are your kindred spirits. This is exactly what you have been asking for. So don't hesitate on going towards it. We do have the King of Swords here, but it's in reverse. And the King of Swords in reverse denotes, it can denote a bit of a cold energy, being a bit indifferent. It can sometimes often denote someone who, does take a leadership role, but instead of being a true leader, they are more controlling. I wonder if this King of Swords is what this warning was about. So from the people that might be coming into your life, there might be a King of Swords who wants to impose their ideas on you, or wants to impose their ideas on this group, who is maybe a bit judgmental. And maybe you sense this vibe, this energy, and that's why it has you, turning the other way. If so, remember to follow your intuition. Have that discernment of knowing what comes from fear and what is actually coming from your clear cognizance, from your intuition, and follow your intuition, follow your gut instincts, because I do feel like there might be somebody coming in who is showing up as this King of Swords in reverse, and it's best not to deal with this type of energy, because a King of Swords can be quite stubborn. They don't really see from other people's perspective or points of view. They often think that they are in the right, and it's very difficult to change their mentality. If you feel like this is the energy of a person you are currently in a relationship with, maybe it's in this new energy where you decide to see this person in a new light, see them for how they're truly showing up, and maybe you do decide to maybe stop idealizing them, or stop seeing them in the light that isn't true. And some of you might decide to maybe walk the other way, decide to let go of this connection, let go of this person, because we do have the Bride and she's in reverse. So for some, this will resonate if the message is for you. For some of you who are married, you might decide to separate, like I'm getting an energy of a divorce here. And this is a choice that you will make. And with this idealism card, I feel like if that is the case, you will have a lot of support from your spirit team, but also from the people around you. Like, I feel like you will have a lot of friends, maybe who are already in your life or who will be coming into your life, who will support you through this period of your life. Might support you financially, might support you like moral support, emotional support, but you will have the support is what I'm getting from this idealism card. And I feel like finding these people, like these new relationships, might actually encourage you to finally make this decision to let go of this connection or this person. For others of you, I feel like this bride in reverse is reminding me of that late marriage message we were getting before. Like, for some of you who have been wanting to get married, I do feel like this might be delayed for a little bit longer. The energy is still here, it's just in reverse, so it's reminding me of a delay. It might get delayed for just a little bit longer. There might be some fears in regards to commitment coming from you or coming from this other person, but I do feel like you or this other person, whoever it's coming from, that will get healed. Like, we will eventually pass over that hurdle, because again, the energy is here, it's just in reverse. So I am seeing a bit of a delay. So yes, I see new friendships, new relationships coming in with people who are quite creative. They think outside of the box. They're quite eccentric. They are people from all walks of life, and some of them might be pretty influential or might be pretty financially well off. And these people will help you out of tough situations or tough times if you ever need the help. You might even end up working with some of these people, collaborating with them. You might give these people some advice or inspire them to start certain projects. Yeah, because remember the inspiration card. And I feel like this is also talking about, pulling certain connections into your field. I feel like you pulled these connections in. Like, you tapped into their energy first, connected with their higher selves first, and then brought them into your 3D, into your physical 3D, or brought each other into each other's physical 3D. Yeah, I do feel like a counterpart is coming in for some of you guys, and this is divinely guided. We do have the angel here. If a person shows up for you and they feel right to you, if they show up offering stability, security, and you're running away from it because you know that this is exactly what you have been asking for, that this is exactly it for you. Spirit is asking you, don't run away from it. Don't do it. Embrace it. This is for you. This is what you have been wanting and praying for. We're delivering it to you, so why run away from it? But again, it's always your choice. But now I'm going to pull out a message, one oracle card, to see any last advice, guidance from, whoa, that one came out pretty quick. So we have Joseph, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, but the message is, you also contribute to humanity's, and I'm going to leave that word for you guys. Make sure your rabies shots are up to date. Symbolism is just one ambulance ride away. Okay, I'm going to leave these messages open to interpretation. I'm going to let your own intuition and inner knowing guide you to receiving the messages that you need to out of this oracle card over here. So here you have it. Remember to trust your intuition, trust your inner knowing, okay? You got this. Oh my goodness, sorry, very quickly. The King of Swords in reverse often denotes an absent father figure, and I was getting that at the beginning. And we do have the horse showing up here again. So for some of you, this absent father figure might be returning to your life, coming back into your life, and that might come in as a surprise. Or the other message I'm getting here is, if it's the case that you have been entering relationships with people who often remind you of your father or show up like your father did, being absent all the time, not being committed, not being loyal, or show up like a parental figure that was absent in your life, I do feel like Spirit is letting you know right here and right now that another person might be showing up for you. in this new beginning here in the same way. And you already know the red flags. You already know what they are. So when you see them, turn the other way. You don't have to accept this energy back into your life. You don't have to commit to this energy any longer. You can say no to it right now and break that cycle. And know that this was not your fault. This parental figure being absent was not your fault. I needed to say that, okay? But those are all the messages I have for you guys. I hope these messages were of some help to you, that they resonated in some way. If they did, then please leave a like or a comment. Let me know how it did resonate. And if you're new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. And thank you so much to all of you who have been patient enough to watch the ads. That is a wonderful and simple way to support my channel, so thank you so very much. And yeah, that is all for now. So until the next moment, bye bye.